This is a guy who also wants to replace every civil servant, every single one. Thinks he has a right under the Supreme Court ruling on immunity to be able, if need be, if it was the case, to actually physically eliminate, shoot, kill someone who he believes to be a threat to him. I mean, so I know this sounds bizarre. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We gotta lock him up. Politically lock him up.
On the campaign trail today, Barack Obama took aim at Donald Trump's age in a rally in Wisconsin. The former President Trump questioned Kamala Harris in not holding any public events today at all. And our Sky News Washington correspondent Annalise Nilsson joins us live now from Madison in Wisconsin. Annalise, how are the campaigns working to reach those last voters?
Look, this is a really unusual campaign because we've seen an early number of voters turning out in record numbers. And so what we are seeing is the campaigns working overtime to make sure they get out in front of those voters that matter. And so we saw Barack Obama and Tim Walz today at a rally here in Madison, Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin is the heart of the blue wall that Democrats need to keep up if they want to see Kamala Harris take the White House. What we have seen is there's been a softening of support in the polls, and so they know they cannot take this state for granted that Joe Biden only won by 21,000 votes. So Barack Obama took aim at Donald Trump. We heard it from Tim Walz as well. It is getting a lot more personal on the campaign trail as we get closer to Election Day and the polls remain tight.
You'd be worried if Grandpa was acting like this. Right? You'd call up your brother, you'd call up your cousins, you say, have you noticed? But this is coming from somebody who wants unchecked power. So Wisconsin, we do not need to see what an older, loonier Donald Trump looks like with no guardrails. America's ready to turn the page.
Now, Laurie, interestingly, Kamala Harris was in Wisconsin last night doing an event with Liz Cheney. They did a town hall, but she wasn't here today. And in fact, she hasn't been on the campaign trail at all today. We're expecting a few TV interviews to air this evening, but she's taken the day off from public appearances. And you could believe that Donald Trump has absolutely noticed and made a point of this in his events today.
She's sleeping right now. She couldn't go on the trail. You know, you'd think when you have 14 days left, you wouldn't be sleeping. She's not doing anything today. I should take one of that. We've gone 52 days in a row, and I'm going 14 more days, and we're going to have a big victory party, hopefully, and we're going to turn our country around. We're going to make it great again, as I say. We're going to make America great again.
Look, Laura, we're only 14 days away from Election Day, and so time is running out to get to all those voters that matter. What we're seeing in Wisconsin is the same thing we've been seeing in other swing states where people aren't that enthusiastic about either candidate. They are worried about the economy. We hear that a lot, and we're expecting that this will continue to be a race down to the wire. And the critical issue for Kamala Harris's campaign is that she's performing below expectations in the polls while staying tight with Donald Trump. They thought she'd be further ahead. So now she's the one that's fighting back to look like they do still have momentum in their campaign.
Yeah, momentum's really flipped, hasn't it, Annalise? Thanks so much for that. We'll check in again soon. Well, Medibank is calling for an